Welcome, everybody. It is Wednesday, November 13th, 2024, and this is the Select Board meeting. I'd like to call this meeting to order at roughly 7:03. As always, if you'd join me to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, this is a quickie tonight. Do we have any public input? Anybody zooming or in the audience?
I don't think so. I think.
Nope, we're good.
Don't have any hands up. No hands up. All right, you had your chance. All right, first off, we've got a little shuffle going on. We're going to be accepting Priya's resignation from the Capital Committee and then appointing Bob to the Capital Committee. Bob, do you want to speak to that at all?
Yeah, as we all know, Priya's doing a fantastic job on the fire station building committee, and she's got a lot on her hands with that. So Priya asked me if I could step in on the Capital Committee, and I said yes, absolutely. I'd be glad to. I had some exposure on it when I was on the Select Board before, so I was happy to step back in and step into Priya's big shoes, as they say.
No, her dainty, beautiful shoes.
She's done such a fantastic job in that Capital Committee that I thought I would try to step in and fill her shoes on the Capital Committee. So I'm happy to do it, and I look forward to getting back into the swing of things, as they say, with leaving Priya on that time to focus on that fire safety building committee.
All right. Any further discussion, questions, or comments?
There being none, I say I move to accept the resignation of Priya Sundaram from the Capital Committee.
Is there a second?
I will second that with regret.
Yeah. But, no, well, never mind. I won't be fresh. All right. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstain? All right. So that is 300. Do you want to do the next one?
I would love to do the next one. I move to appoint Robert Semple to the Capital Committee with a term ending June 30th, 2027.
Second. Any further discussion? Now's your chance, Bob.
He's got second thoughts.
Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. 300. Oh, abstain? 300.
Can I oppose?
Too late.
You're in.
Too late. All right, new business, our CPC letter for special town meeting. Mike, take it away.
Okay, so there's a letter in your packet, and it is something that I've had conversations with the Department of Local Services regarding an error that's been carried for several years in our Community Preservation Act, or CPC funds. It's not a lack of money, it's just money in the wrong bucket. It's about $71,000, and in order to set our tax rate, they want to make sure this is corrected. The DLS had said that they were going to require us to go to a special town meeting before they would set our tax rate, which normally happens this month. Fortunately, after a meeting that I had with them, with 4 of the accountants at State DLS, they did agree, as long as we took up this vote to make this correction at our special town meeting, that they would be fine, with the caveat that a majority of the Select Board and a majority of the CPC committee vote in favor of and sign this letter that's in your packet, saying that we will take this article to town meeting, get it voted, and make this correction. I talked this over last week with our moderator, Dennis Reap, who agreed this has been going on for a long time, maybe 3 or 4 years, and it was time to be corrected. Our new finance director did pick this up as something that really needed to be corrected, so it's time to do it. And this will do it. Sign this letter, we send it to DLS, and they will set our tax rate, which should happen in the next couple of weeks, and then we move on and make this administrative change so that our numbers are correct, and then we move on. So that's the sum of it.
Okay.
So Mike, is this something that happened one time years ago, or is it something that's been happening continually for some number of years, and the number has gone up to 71,000 or whatever that?
Honestly, I don't know the answer to that. I thought it just went back a couple of years, but in speaking with Dennis, who had more experience with CPC back a number of years ago, he said he thinks this is something that started, whether it was one era or a crude era, from the time that Jennifer left as accountant, over a number of accountants up until present. So I don't know the answer to that, but the sum total of this amount that's in the wrong, classified in the wrong bucket is that 71,000.
Okay.
So Hung Hwa is on the call too, if we have any questions for Hung Hwa. So, well, I mean, Hung Hwa, do you want to jump in on that at all, or no?
No.
Did Mike explain it?
Yes, yes.
So, Mike, I guess I have one question, or I wonder, who found this error?
I believe that Hung Hwa
Okay.
was the one that notified DLS that this is something that we need to change.
Perfect, and thank you, Hung Hwa, for finding that. My second one is, Hung Hwa, did you notify our accountants, and why didn't our accountants pick up on this, on the number of audits that we would have had done for this?
I did try to reach out to Kelly, but I haven't had any response from her. I sent her a couple of emails. I haven't heard from her.
Okay.
So my guess is the reason they haven't found it in an audit is because it's in the wrong bucket. It's not that we didn't collect it or whatever, so the audit wouldn't pick it up because the numbers are there. The money's there, it's just it was put in the wrong place. Is that too simple of an explanation, Hung Hwa?
So it is my understanding that budget reserve, so the whole total revenue, it was like 415, but the whole expenditure for the projects, all the project is total 486. So the project, it's more, the cost more than what we have for the estimated revenue. So that reserve they put in 204, that's what they appropriate, that's what they budgeted, but they don't have that enough money to cover for that. And like, as long as all those projects and acquisitions, as long as they spend at least 10%,
Yep.
we don't have to put that reservation for 87, like that right there, that bucket for those three, we don't have to put that 87 as long as we spend at least 10%. Carly and I went to the DOR conference last week, and one of the DOR rep, that's what they were explaining to us too, that as long as the project, we spend at least 10%, we don't need to reserve those three buckets in there.
Got it.
Since because
To you.
they did this at the last town meeting, we have to put it on here and report it.
Great, now I get it. Now-
So going forward, it'll be corrected now that we're
Yeah.
aware of it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once we take up that article and vote it at our special town meeting this winter.
Okay. And I see Ron Vogel, you're here tonight too. You're on CPC also, right?
That's correct.
Any comments, any additional information we should understand?
I don't think I have additional information, and I'm looking, because I know when I spoke to John, he said he was intending to come in and expected to discuss this with Mike and Hung Hwa.
Okay.
Okay.
So I want to be there then, so I get a better understanding of what it is. You know, basically, we read whatever you folks give us to read,
Nice.
and whatever the town council gives us. You know, we say, here, go read this to allocate the money, and that's kind of what we do.
Okay, perfect.
No, that's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm not going to worry too much about how it happened or what happened at this point. Let's
Yeah.
fix it, let's move forward, and just don't let it happen again.
No, right, but
Yeah.
I think your point is right. Now that I understand that it's a reserve, we didn't spend all of the money that was appropriated, and
Correct.
we just need to clean that account out. It's- I get it, it's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you spend, as Hung Hwa, just explained, you had to spend this much, whatever it was, 70 or 80%, you had to spend that much, we did that, there was some left over, in the reserve, and we just never moved out of the reserve. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm perfectly fine. I get it now.
So there's no negative
Right,
consequences
exactly.
to this?
Right.
Okay.
This
then
is cleanup.
We can.
It's-
Right,
yeah, basically
right,
it's
we're-
cleanup.
we're-
Yeah,
we're
basically
cleaning
cleanup.
up.
Correct. And then tomorrow evening, we're meeting with CPC to have the same discussion and make sure they vote and are comfortable with signing it. And then at that point, I'll send it back to the Director of Accounts at DOR, and it'll be taken care of.
All right.
No, yeah, I'm fine. I thought it was a problem with the reserve that we had, but it's not. It was just a difference of what we spent versus what we had available to us.
Correct.
Got it.
Yes, we have a meeting scheduled for Thursday night
Great.
Tomorrow, yeah,
where
tomorrow
we'll
night,
take a
great.
vote on this.
Okay, awesome. All right, if there's anything that we need to know, bring it back to us, but otherwise, it's in your capable hands.
Great, sounds good.
Any further discussion from anybody?
I'm good.
Then I move to accept the CPC letter for special town meeting as presented by our town administrator.
I'll second.
Oh.
Good.
You get to pick, Kelly. Who do you want? I don't know.
You can pick either one of us for a second.
All right, any further discussion or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? All righty. Okay, here's a lot of fun. Let's open the annual town meeting warrant. You know, I was thinking about what a great short meeting it was going to be, and that we should really appreciate this meeting, because this
where you
is going
going
to be,
with
because
like
once
this.
we do this, there are no longer quickie, easy meetings.
And this is a point in time where we will have two town meeting warrants open at the same time, which is kind of interesting.
Where's that happy dance, everybody?
So
You too, Adam. Get your happy dance
So
going.
what you're saying is I should resign tonight.
Yes,
Because-
yeah, you blew it. You signed up for more things. Anyway, okay, anything you want to tell us about this, Mike, or it's very,
Nope.
we're just opening it?
Straightforward, it'll be open from now through December 9th, is that correct? Yeah, I think through December 9th. So,
All
boards, committees, commissions, residents, department heads can, send in their warrant articles, and away we go.
Don't ask for a penny, just don't. Don't even think you're gonna, don't. All right, I move to notify the public that the warrant for the annual town meeting of May 12th, 2025 is open for submissions now through December 9th, 2024 at 4 PM.
Second,
Any further discussion?
we have a thing going.
You assistant now?
We only do ways to the finish. Okay.
All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? All right, here comes town meeting. Okay, so now we've got two sets of minutes to take a peek at. Have you had a chance to read the October 28th minutes? Everyone? we
I
got
have.
Any
I did.
corrections, changes?
Nope.
All right. I move to approve the regular session meeting minutes of October 28th, 2024.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Those are done. All right. Now, next we have regular session and executive session minutes for November 5th, correct? I thought I saw executive session minutes in there. I didn't? Okay.
No, that
Just
was
regular.
that's what short one was for Barbara Burke.
Oh, that's what it was. You know what? Okay, gotcha. All righty. Did everyone have a chance to look at that? We're all good?
Yep.
All right, then I move to accept the regular session meeting minutes of November 5th, 2024 as presented.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. 300. Well then, now we're at Select Board and Town Administrator Office Reports and Updates. So as always, we'll start at the center of the table. Kelly, do you have anything for us? Aren't you going to start torturing us for reports?
Oh,
Aren't you? Aren't you
I was
gonna?
thinking about that.
Ah! Would you like to just remind everybody that we've got to get it? Well, I've got to write ours, don't I?
Yeah, I don't have the date. I think it's the end of December.
It's going to come up fast, though.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So everyone do Kelly a favor and get your report in. Don't be like me and send it February 23rd. Nobody likes that. And don't do that.
Assembling is what takes a long time.
Yeah, putting it all together. All right. Rajan.
So, the administrative assistant for land use and permitting, Stephanie McGinnis, she actually started yesterday. So,
Hey, welcome, Stephanie. Awesome.
so she is in her day 2 with the town, getting up to speed, getting trained. And we actually held interviews for the recreation services coordinator position. We had second round interviews today. and plan on going through the next steps and notifying the candidates by the end of this week.
How many did we have in the second round? How many made it to second round?
2.
Two. Great. Good to hear.
And we did extend an offer for the administrative assistant position for the treasurer collector's office, but regretfully she declined the position. So
Did she give us a reason for declining?
it's tied mainly to salary.
To compensation. All right, because this is something we all need to pay attention to. If we can't get the right people, we need to be thinking about that. Okay.
And
Yeah, I want you to always feel, tell us that. If that's what it is, that's what it is.
so that one we're just going to re-advertise for that position. We actually did fill one of our firefighter positions. Mike actually met with him and the chief met with the new firefighter this week.
Nice. So we'll get to meet that person?
Yes.
Yay. Warn him. Let him know what's coming.
We told the chief we'd like to get him in soon, so it'll probably be in a month or so.
Great. Good.
And he's
Oh, do we get to meet Stephanie? What, do we usually bring staff in to meet us or no? Or we just pop in and say hi as we move along?
No, bring her too, what the heck.
What the heck?
Bring
Invite
them
her to
along.
come say hi too. She can zoom in if she wants.
Yeah.
We'd like to meet her. We want to say welcome.
What we try to do is get them in either when they're on their shift, during the working hours, or if there's something that applies to their department, they can come and give us an update, so
Okay.
see if we can.
We
schedule
just
it
want to
that
say
way.
hi. All right.
So
We can put something on our shift.
so what's the status now with that open position since she turned it down? Did you have other candidates that you're now looking at, or you gotta repost
we're
it?
going to
or-
re-advertise.
Yeah, re-advertise, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yvonne, how many did you get the first time for that position?
For
The administrative
Yeah,
treasurer's
the
assistant.
treasurers. We originally it was 4.
4? Is that normal? Is that what we get?
It's a little bit higher. Normally for the
Oh.
admin positions, we typically get over 5 or more, but lately hiring's been a little bit slow as far as for the town. So I would say in most positions we're kind of lucky if we get 3 to 4 applications for a position.
Okay.
Because, Kristen, to your point, I'm just wondering, if the range we're advertising isn't big enough to even have somebody bite at it, we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
I think the issue
Yeah.
sometimes with so when we advertised for the administrative assistant position for land use and permitting, that was a full-time position. We had about 8, 9 applicants for
Wow,
that.
that's great.
It get a little bit challenging when it's the part-time positions. Those are typically a little bit more tougher to hire for, just people knowing that they won't get benefits.
Is this 19 and a half?
Yes,
This-
19 and a half.
Okay.
Okay. No, and I understand, we have to work within the personnel plan, steps, experience, et cetera, but if we're having trouble filling key positions, then it's something to look at before town meeting so we can adjust if we need to. Okay. Okay, okay, all right, thank you, and good job, woo-hoo!
And yeah, I would say typically with the part-time positions, one thing we advertise is flexibility in scheduling, because between that and compensation, we're pretty limited in what we can offer
Right.
someone for those. So the parameters are a little bit different versus hiring somebody for a full-time position.
You read my mind. I was thinking, what else can we offer? If we can't offer more money, what can we offer? So a flexible schedule is nice. Okay, cool.
Sometimes timing is also an issue. We found in the past when we haven't had a good response, or we're selective. We want people coming with municipal experience. For that position, we want somebody with accounting, treasury experience, education, and we did have some attractive candidates as far as their qualifications, but they didn't quite fit exactly what we're looking for, and we
Yeah.
want to be selective and get the right person that we know is going to succeed in the position. But timing is also sometimes a factor, and sometimes we find when we get low application or not the right candidates, we put it back out, and 8 or 10 weeks later, we might have a better response.
Well, after the
So-
first of the year, actually.
Yeah, so that's what we're hoping for. And we don't feel particularly pressured on this one because we do have another part-time employee in a different department who has the skill set and is providing coverage in that department. So we're not missing anything as we move along. So we are covered. The person who is filling signed on with us in the past year for part-time, wants part-time, but has been willing, to fill both part-time positions, unbenefited in the meantime so that gives us a little bit of latitude in waiting and hire the right fit for this position.
And there's no legal ramifications if this person covers 2 half-time positions without benefits?
There is not,
In other words, if that person did it for a certain amount of time, at that point, would they be working full-time and we'd be in trouble?
That's a good question.
I just don't want to take advantage of that person. I don't
Right.
want to get in trouble.
Yeah, at this point, no, there's not an issue. We've had the finance director and I have, and Naomi have had the conversation with the employee. They're fine with it, as long as it's, temporary in nature.
Okay.
So we don't intend to employ them forever without benefits.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I was gonna ask about, is Naomi okay without a person being there, but you've covered it, so it's fine.
Yeah, she wants to, and she's been clear, she wants to get the right person, not hurry into a decision.
Makes
And
sense.
again, we've had good quality candidates, just not the right fit for this position.
Gotcha. Are you using them on a bench for other things that might come up?
Possibly.
I know you love building
if
a
they-
bench.
Yeah, and there was actually one that we had directed from, we had 3 positions that we'd advertised over the last couple of months, and one we asked, hey, would you be willing to interview for this one? We find you're a better fit,
Great.
And so we do look at those things.
Good. I know you do. I'm just making sure everyone else
Yeah,
knows too.
yeah, absolutely. Anything else? Okay, I have a couple of updates. The first is that we had a wonderful Veterans Day ceremony where many of you were in attendance. There was the turnout was 3 times what I've seen in the last couple of years. In fact, Ron, who's participating by Zoom, was a master of ceremonies.
Thank you, Ron. Excellent master of ceremonies.
Kristen.
You're welcome.
Kristen and our scouts led the town in the Pledge of Allegiance. Amy from Human Services, along with one of the scouts, led in reading the proclamation from the governor. It was a wonderful day. We had a bald eagle fly over the ceremony.
It was so cool.
Yeah,
Did you
it was-
see it?
I know, exactly, I was gonna comment on saying, Mike obviously has it in with the hot powers above. Because clearly, as Mike starts talking, the eagle flies in, circles him.
Well, and I think it was while Amy was reading the proclamation?
Yeah.
Because everyone's starting to do this, and I'm like,
And I felt bad for Mike, he's trying to give.
oh yeah, you were giving your speech. That's
He's
what
trying
it
to
was. I was like, oh
his
my
presentation,
God.
and no one's
Yeah.
looking at you, they're all looking at the eagle.
So hope you didn't take it personally.
Not at all. I knew there was something much more interesting going on above than what I had to say.
From down on high.
Later that day, the fire chief asked me, what's your secret bringing in? And I said, that's top secret.
He had it under his coat.
And the police chief blew it. He says, no, it was one of our drones.
That's a good looking drone, let me tell you.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, thanks to Kevin and Amy and everyone else who had anything to do with organizing, putting it together, and making a very successful event. It was wonderful.
Yeah, I just want to add my own thanks to Amy. Amy really stepped up and did a great job organizing with Ron and with you. And you could see the smoothness of the whole event, so Amy did a great job. She really did.
Next, we have the tree lighting coming up. Adam is here. He and his family are involved in actually making the menorah, which will be put up for the first time this year, and people will get to see it at least on, if not before, December 7th when the tree is lit. There'll be a tree lighting ceremony, 4:30 on December 7th, and then on December 25th, the first day of Hanukkah, the menorah will be lit. So it's an exciting year for that. So thank you to Adam, to you, Jeanette, your family, for stepping up with the idea and also with the construction and donation of a menorah to the town. So it's a wonderful step forward for the town.
Have you started building?
I was
Do you
going
have
to say, I was just
materials?
going to.
This weekend.
Okay. I was just going to ask
I wasn't going to ask.
All right, so Jeanette and I talked briefly about the lighting of the menorah. So I'm just going to throw out my idea, is that if the menorah is there for the tree lighting, we could then have a sandwich board with a QR code or whatever, and families could sign up to light each candle, and you don't, and Jeanette and I talked about it, and you can correct me, you don't need to be Jewish if you want to participate, but people could sign up to light the candle, and then we could have a lottery, because we were expecting that more than 7 families, including yours, that's eight total, right? I'm learning. I'm learning. We're assuming more than 8 families would like to participate, and I think it would be really sweet if other people were there each night when the candles were lit. So, but I'll talk to her more about that and making sure that it all gets out there. So that's exciting and new. And then the other thing is the tree lighting is going to be really fun because it'll be at the fire station. We're trying something new for 1 year. Do we need to get permission from the region to use the parking lot? Okay, I didn't want to break rules and then have my, what.
No, because we didn't, for the touch a truck, we didn't get, no.
So don't trouble if trouble isn't troubling us. Gotcha. As I say it on camera. Okay, so the whole idea is that we'll be at the fire station this year. There's going to be hot chocolate being donated by Dunkin' Donuts. There's going to be cookies donated by the Regency. We're going to have crafts for the kids. And it'll be all down in the parking lot of the fire station with the tree on the hill between the fire station and the police station. And if the weather is awful, we'll be able to use the bays, for the hot chocolate and all that. The chief has a plan already to move the big trucks to the back. So if there's an emergency, they don't have to worry about going through the crowd. They can go behind the fire station and get out. And also just allow that space and some warmth if we have driving rain like we have had in years past. So I'm excited. I think the extra parking, we're going to have the band and the chorus coming. Do I have everybody?
Well, one other thing, one of the trucks is going to be on some special assignment, I understand.
Okay.
Yes.
Coming in with a guest.
Yeah,
We'll
yes.
have a special assignment and a special guest.
Yes, we have a special guest coming.
Okay, I can't imagine who that might be. But yes, so the Blanchard Band and Chorus is being invited to help with carols. Am I missing
There's
anybody?
another musical group as well, and I can't recall.
Ensemble?
Oh,
Was that?
I think so.
well, the more the merrier. I'm super excited. I'll talk to Jeanette again. Again, back in my day, we actually had little carol books. And I don't know if those exist anywhere because not everybody remembers all
Oh, yeah,
5
we did
verses of Good King Wenceslas.
Yeah, we did that a couple years
Don't you
ago.
remember we had songbooks?
Yeah, they
Somebody must have them.
You know who did it? Yeah, the PCC did it. That's who passed them on.
At any rate, I'm super excited.
Tomorrow at 7.
Could
Zoom.
you possibly check and see if they have them? And if not, maybe we can figure out a way to make songbooks if we know what the chorus is going to be singing. Because I mean, I'm super excited about this. So, as you can tell. Okay, that's everything. Sorry, Mike. Good.
Let's see, next, there is a Eagle Court of Honor coming up for Charlotte. I hope I can pronounce her last name correctly, Duhamel? And of Boxborough, who's a member of the troop over in, it's Troop 12 and Troop 32 are having this
I'd
Eagle
lend you my
Court-
glasses with the prescription.
I have them here. They have an Eagle Court of Honor. It's over in Acton, but Charlotte is a Boxborough resident. She is being awarded her Eagle Scout Award, and Bob will be representing the town, presenting a certificate that the board has just signed, and presenting that next Wednesday evening at that ceremony. So that's they actually have 5 Eagle Scouts
That's
that will be getting their
amazing.
badge, and
Good for them.
and Charlotte of Boxborough is one of them.
That's awesome.
Let's see, a couple other announcements. This comes from Les Fox forwarding a message that came along from Weston and Sampson. Littleton Water Department is now clear to proceed with the construction phase of the Western Water Line. Western Boxborough Water Line, they've already received some of the construction bids. Kevin McKinnon and the Weston and Sampson team have done a superb job managing a complex permitting process. So on October 31st, that marked a significant milestone for this water supply project, and they've successfully secured all of the required permits required by the DEP SRF program let's see, and it goes on and on. But anyways, this is a huge milestone in this project. Not ready for construction yet, but this is certainly a huge milestone along the way.
Yeah, this is a big deal because the property values over there are taking a real hit because they're not mortgageable, so people are trapped, basically.
Really?
Yeah, you cannot get a mortgage on any of the homes that have PFAS in them because lenders see those as a health risk. So basically, it's cash only. Yeah, we had a couple of banks that were doing portfolio loans, but even they won't take the risk anymore because PFAS is a hot topic right now. So what's happening is it's cash only, which means prices are dropping. People are
Whoa.
losing equity
You
and.
can't get a mortgage?
No, you can't. Because the banks are taking a risk on it.
Wow.
So the sooner we can move this along, just the better, because we have a lot of people, that's what, almost 1,000 units? Not quite, that are affected. It's a lot of housing units.
It is.
Yeah, they're on the Fannie Mae do not lend and the Freddie Mac do not lend list.
That's Swanson and Codman?
Everybody on Swanson and Codman Hill.
Holy smoke, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's important that we address this.
Right.
So we'll be, in the upcoming months, we'll be starting to put out information on the process for the betterments. Kristen and I will be attending a meeting with Les from the Water Resources Committee, and Kelly Sozik, our assessor, on what the process is for the betterments, for the properties along that water line that will be bettered. And then later on in the process, we'll find out the estimated cost. We don't know that yet because, as I mentioned, some of the bids are in, but not all of it. I'm sure at some point we'll be able to give estimates, but we're not at that point yet. There will be information sessions, and as much information as we have, we'll be sharing with the community so people can be prepared. What we do know is that because of this project, the water is going to be much less expensive than if each of these different condominium units was to go it alone, because they must, per the state, upgrade their water systems to eliminate the PFAS and provide safe drinking water. Right now, they're on bottled water, but they're on a time limit. They have to upgrade. And this is a much more cost-effective way for the people getting the water, but it's still going to be a very, very expensive proposition. And what's happening is the properties that are bettered will pay for the infrastructure, the construction, and then the people receiving the water will be billed directly from Littleton Water Department. So it's not affecting the people who don't live in the part of town that is bettered by this water.
Right.
And we've said that all along. Just want to be clear about that.
Yeah, it's probably more like 650 or 700 housing units. 1,000's too much, so don't quote me on that.
Mike, when is the projected start date? Do we have?
So I don't have the exact projected. I think it's next spring. But what I did get today is that the expected first water supply should be January 1st, 2027. So about 2 years and a little bit from now, the water should be running. That's
so
there.
2 years.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So I think it's spring that the actual construction starts. But we'll give more information as we have it. Also, another construction project coming up. People may have heard that the bridge over 495 and Mass Ave Route 111 is going to be replaced. And I just want to give a little bit of an information update. I'm going to say the date and time of the information session, then I'll repeat it again at the end of what I read. It's kind of a long thing, but I think it's worth having this information. So Tuesday, November 26th, here in the Grange Room at Town Hall from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Mass DOT is putting on an information session. And it'll be both in person as well as hybrid, and there'll be something put out on cable access as well as through the website. We'll put out social media posts, but this is an information session they are putting on. It's basically replacing a 75-year-old bridge that'll provide safety. Also, it'll raise the height of the bridge for some of the newer transportation by requirement. Construction operations for the bridge replacement will begin in December, with major operations anticipated to run until fall of 2026. Not sure about that first date, but they'll give more updated information. Stage construction will be used to keep traffic moving on Route 111, so it's not going to be shut down, but it'll be probably one lane on each side as they do the work. Changes to the intersections abutting the bridge will help to avoid congestion and queue traffic on Route I-495 main line. This meeting represents a chance for Mass DOT to share construction, staging, and timing, as well as traffic management plans with the Boxborough community. Information on how to receive project updates will also be provided. So we'll be putting this, this bulletin, they provided us with a color one, with a QR code. Let me see how I can face the camera with that. But that'll go up on the website. It'll also go out by social media and on cable access so
Yeah.
that people can get that information. I think that'll be an important one for people to tune into on November 26th, 6:30 to 8:30 here in the Grange Room at Town Hall. And
Yeah, I mean, needless to say, the first thing I thought is, oh, Hill Road. Because you can get off on North, you can go around on Hill Road, yeah, so we'll see. what happens.
Well, wait. No.
Yeah,
So
you can get off it, if you want to go around it, you can go up to Taylor. You can, I mean, yeah, you can skip the bridge, that's what they do when there's an accident.
yeah, but that's because of that's because of accidents on 495.
Yeah, that's true.
No, the Hill Road shouldn't see any effect on this
You don't
at
think
all.
so?
No.
Yes.
All right.
Because why would they go on Hill Road?
Well, I'm just thinking if it gets backed up
Oh,
and you
maybe,
can't
yeah, maybe.
get off,
I
then you're
think-
just gonna go to the next one.
I think they're talking about queuing procedures to help with that, not just getting across the bridge, but also on and off of 495. So, and that'll be part of the information that they put out at this meeting on November 26th.
I won't panic till DOT
Not yet.
tells
Yeah,
us
not
what
yet.
they're doing.
Hold
'Cause I
hold
think
that panic.
It's mostly all the communication we're going to get about it.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
and I think, and this is the way we get ahead of this, is let people know that there is information coming.
Yeah.
Mass DOT has been talking to us for some time, but we don't have the details, and that's what they'll be starting to provide on November 26th, is how they plan to address what could be a backup on 495, as well as, backups getting across the bridge. How do we get public safety across? How do residents get across? How do you go about daily? Certainly, it'll be slowed down a little bit, as you would expect with part of the lanes being shut down, but they're gonna be able to address, put out information and also address any questions that staff, board and committee members and residents have, in this.
Okay.
Mike, have we sent anything to Acton or to Harvard about this? As far as the-
Oh, yeah, they should know, yeah,
Yeah,
for public safety and mutual aid.
Well, public safety, mutual aid, and
Yeah.
the amount of people that if you're living on West Acton, they are coming to go to work, they are coming through up 111. So it would be good to let people in Acton know that this is going.
They'll go down Liberty Square, not Hill Road.
Exactly.
Ha!
So,
Oops, sorry.
Exactly. Yeah.
so we have not directly provided any information to our adjoining communities, but that's one of the things we want to ask Mass DOT. Is that something they're doing?
Yeah.
I assume that it is. If it's not, then after this meeting, we'll be armed with the information we need to then start letting our neighbors know.
Right,
And I
exactly.
think that's probably part of their plan, but I don't know that yet. I
Right.
haven't had any direct communication
Okay.
other than email with Mass DOT on this.
Just so the towns know that their residents are going to be affected by this. I mean, there's
Right.
people coming from Harvard to go to Acton, or from Harvard going to 495, and especially the Acton people coming through Boxborough to get on 495.
Right.
There's going to be a problem.
Right. The last update I have, and then I'll turn it over, is, in January, we have our MMA annual meeting. That is when we go and we vote, to board members to Maya Health Trust, as well as, the Maya, liability and casualty. Normally, there's something on your agenda about this time or early December, designating Rajan or I to vote on behalf of the board. That won't be necessary this year because Bob is going to be there, so he can vote on behalf of the board,
Thanks,
for
Bob.
that, directly for that representative, so
You
you
sure you
won't
don't
have
want
to
to
have
go,
a...
Dave? You could elbow each other.
No, I'm sure.
You're good. Okay, just asking.
The other important thing that happens at that annual meeting, which I think is around the third Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday in January, is that we find out what our new rates are gonna be. Now, typically, that's when we find out our rates for our property and, liability casualty insurance, but this year, because our health insurance is also under Maya, we'll find that out at the same time. So that's when we can then budget. Right now, what I put into the budget is what I project they will be, which is my best guesstimate, but in that third week in January, we'll find out what our actual insurance increases are gonna be, and then we can move forward in the budget. And that's all I have.
I don't have anything, because Mike kind of hit all the stuff I was going to talk about, so, yeah, you don't have to listen to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, no, I accept that. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Yeah, it's all good.
Come on, let's stir it up. So, all right, I just, a couple of things. One is, I had an opportunity to go over to the Enclave and speak with the residents over there. They were very, very welcoming. You know,
About the fire station, or about what?
I was talking about anything, well,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
just generally about, you know, whatever questions they had, you
Yeah.
know, and
Nice.
so it was good. I came away with some, you know, some
Did you have a
tasks.
decent turnout?
Well, I didn't, there was an HOA meeting, so it wasn't just me. I just sat at
okay.
the beginning of the
Oh,
HOA meeting.
nice. Okay.
So, and my plan is to do that with the other associations around.
I like that
town as
idea.
well.
Yeah.
Let's see, the other thing I would mention is Steel Farm Phase 3 is just about there. We should be seeing some work at the exterior of the farmhouse pretty soon. There's a meeting coming up on Friday, I think, which will probably start to move things along.
Do you guys coordinate with Rec about Winterfest? Since you're doing so much work there, like all I could think about is my first thought was, oh, I hope we have snow this year, and then I thought, ooh,
It's gonna be done before.
It will be,
Yeah,
okay.
it's only, what do you say, 2 weeks to get the exterior done, or 3-4 weeks maybe? I don't know. It wasn't long.
okay,
But
so
Winterfest
we
is,
don't have to worry about that.
Winterfest is.
Usually in January. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, they've already established a date. I think it's a,
Yeah,
You said
yeah.
2 to 3 weeks to get the exterior done. The biggest thing is gonna be the windows.
The windows. Okay.
the windows, which is gonna, that has a pretty
That's
big
a
lead
longer
time.
lead time.
That'll go into the spring.
Okay.
So there shouldn't be a problem.
So we don't have to worry. Okay, good.
And so, another thing I would mention, we did have a meeting previously on the 7th, but trick or treat night, you know, Max was out
Yeah.
with Coda, you know, and the kids are kind of going up and down the picnic street, you know,
Yeah.
with their costumes. And it was just great.
That's
You know,
awesome.
yeah, you know,
Because you've got a lot of
the
kids now. There's a lot of peanuts on picnic.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was a busy night. So anyway, hats off to the police for making it a safe, you know, enjoyable evening.
That's
So,
great.
So that's kind of it for me. I'll toss it over to you.
Yeah, the one big one I have is I attended a personnel committee meeting, and they're making structure, they're moving forward with the personnel plan and some of the job description, and Rajan has been extremely helpful. He has been a force to reckon with, as they say, really helping a lot, moving that whole process forward. So Rajan, thank you so very much for all the help you're doing on that. The other one I want to mention about the personnel board is that the chair, Lee Slade, I want to acknowledge his work that he's done for the past years. I've only been with him for about 7 months, but he really has been a leader of that group, and unfortunately, we're going to be losing Lee January 14th, the last meeting, 2 meetings out will be his last meeting. He is moving down to Texas to rejoin his family from where he's from down there, so unfortunately, we're going to be losing Lee, and he has really moved that committee forward and the process forward. I know Lee has worked with Mike and Rajan a lot and made huge improvements all for the personnel and for the people of the town, for the employees of the town of Boxborough. So I really personally want to thank Lee and you two folks, as well as everyone else, for the improvement that you've made with the personnel and plans and structure for it. And then the last one is a plug that the personnel board does need committee members. We just put on Barbara Burton, and we've got some in the pot that Lee's working with. But anyone who wants to join the personnel board, you don't have to have HR background, just an interest in the town personnel. We would definitely welcome you and encourage you to reach out to the website, reach out to Rajan and to Lee, and they would welcome you with open arms. That's really it.
I have one more, and it only because it just.
No, wait, we
Nope.
passed over you. You
Oh.
said you had nothing.
But I didn't get any. So without naming names or anything, we have a Boxborough resident right now undergoing cancer treatment. And there's a meal train, right, where you can volunteer, you pick a night, and you cook for this family. And there are 65 people on the meal train, and I got my email tonight because we're extending the dates. And the Boxborough Police Department took a night and is making dinner for this family. And I just want to shout out to them because I think that's really sweet that the department's doing that. So if anybody else is interested, you can reach out to me. I can get you on the train. So anyway, I thought that was pretty sweet. And if any other group is doing it also, I didn't see your name, I just saw the police because I signed up for the night after them. So,
That's excellent.
yeah, I was pleased. Okay, well, that's everything for me. Anything else for Adam? Do you have anything from the school committee? I bet you if I came to your meeting, you guys would not ask me if I had anything to say.
We have a very limited public participation.
Adam, can you comment at all?
Oh, you want my mic?
On the budget process, yeah, you gotta get a mic, yeah.
I mean, if you made the point to be here, Adam, we just feel like you should engage.
Comment on the budget process?
Yeah.
How are you guys
All the
doing?
budgets, whatever.
So I received an email from Anthony with the recommendation from the Finance Committee, and so we'll take that into consideration. We've got a budget subcommittee meeting next Monday. Yesterday, there was the meeting of the Elementary Budget Task Force. This was meeting number 3. This was the first time where the consultant sort of presented some of the data that they've evaluated. We'll get an update on that at our meeting tomorrow night. But there are definitely some opportunities to create some changes at the elementary level that should be able to save the district some money. I think the thing that'll be most substantial is the fact that the debt for the junior high and high school come off the books, which means that our budget will the revenue obviously comes off as well, but we won't see we'll see a savings there because we won't have that debt to pay off. So I think that'll really help us.
That'll be next year.
In next year's budget, yeah. Our E&D, which is the equivalent of your free cash, came in right at where our finance director had called it. It's about $2.5 million. It's below our guidelines, so we're still working to rebuild that. But I think for next year, the budget should be manageable, I think is the way I will put it. But it's still really early times. We vote our budget guidelines as a school committee not this week, but next week. We have 2 meetings in a row this Thursday and next Thursday before Thanksgiving.
I'm going to ask the question you don't want me to ask. Is there any substantive changes? I mean, everyone has been asking about administration or leadership. Is there going to be changes there? I mean,
No.
I'm not going to put you on the spot.
I'll be perfectly blunt with you, Bob. There's going to be no change at the administrative level because we're way understaffed in our administration. And that carries through when we look at our comparable communities, when we look at it in terms of staff per student ratio, when we look at it in terms of our spending at a sort of normalized ratio. We're very light on that in that regard, so much so that we're dropping things. We're finding sort of the cracks now that we don't have administrative staff. Things both at the school level. So there were part-time administrative assistants in the front offices at every elementary school that were cut last year. Those will most likely look to come back next year because too many things are falling through the cracks there. The reason we moved to a new system for all the school committee agendas and management is because we don't have the staff in-house to manage the 150 plus agendas that we need to post every year. So we had to bring on a system that supports that. We didn't add staff to do that. We just had to bring on a system. So I don't think we're going to see any reductions at the administrative level. There's nothing there really to cut. What you're going to see are, in addition to no more use of E&D, in addition to the switch of our healthcare over to Maya as well, you'll probably see some changes in operations that will create some better efficiencies at the elementary level. And those things will add up to create some savings, I think.
Great. I didn't want to go into detail, but I know the hot buttons that everybody's been asking about is where's the budget and what about administration and structural changes as they've been saying. So, great. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
This is going to sound so ignorant, but I don't drive around back. Is the Blanchard playground Did they even start construction? What is
You
going
know,
on
I
with
asked that question 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Did I ask 2 weeks ago? I'm sorry.
No, I asked that question 2 weeks ago
I was like,
because
I
I said
can't
that I thought the same
remember.
thing. I was like, hey, we've got this coming up. I'm sure at some point someone's going to ask us about the CPC funding for that. Last I heard, they're still waiting for some of the playground equipment to get delivered, and so obviously they're not going to dismantle and take
Right.
down an existing playground until they've got everything in place to put in the new
Sounds
one.
good.
So at this time of year, they're probably not gonna do it, right?
I don't know. You know, I think I've asked the superintendent. Really, it's something that happens at Mike's level, at the school level, to see where they're at and getting the materials. So,
I remember there was back ordered whatnot, so, okay, no, only because I'm just gonna bring it up again. Whitney got elected to the student council at McCarthy Town, and one of the issues is the playground, and I drove her to student council, and their playground is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's terrible. She's like, Nana, that is our one soccer net. We have one soccer net and dust. I sit over there. I don't even bother anymore. And I'm like, I'll talk to Mr. Klein.
Well, they also
no,
lost some
seriously,
of the
horrifying.
playground space over at McCarthy Town for the Kelly's Corner construction. A lot of that sort of came into the other half of the field they have. But the playground behind McCarthy Town is definitely in rough shape.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll have to figure out fundraising for that one. Okay. All right. Thanks, sir.
Thank
And
you.
I did my Nana duty.
Thank you, thanks, Adam,
Yeah.
appreciate it.
One soccer
My
net.
pleasure.
Very sad. Sorry. Okay. Anything else, anybody? I move to adjourn. No? What?
Yes?
Your mouth opened. No?
I was gonna say, one last major act. And you just said it.
I move to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, everybody.